Hey everyone, I'm Flash and this is sportsbookreview.com and the Europa League Final is with us. Well, there's been a few ups and downs along the way, but a lot of people are holding Sevilla tickets at maybe upwards of plus 600, plus 900, and Inter Milan, everyone's favourite Serie A side. Listen, this was called very, very early on by Chef Michael about 9 or 10 months ago that he thought that Inter Milan would be in the final. They are in the final. Now, if you like this video, then please subscribe. Press the button and ring the bell. And the reason you're going to ring the bell is so that we can notify you and you'll never miss any shows. And that is going to be so, so important because over the next few weeks, we're probably going to have like maybe a week, 10 days off. And then we're going to look to do futures videos on La Liga, Bundesliga, Premier League and Serie A around 2 weeks prior to kickoff. We know the kickoffs are going to be week the 12th. 2 leagues and 2 on the 19th of September. So you must subscribe and make sure that we let you know. Also, if you press a link in the description, then that will take you over to the articles wrote by Martin and Alex and Dave. And also, there's another URL there that you must press that will send you over to our soccer pages. And that's sblpicks.com/soccer. And that's the first time I've done it without looking down and having a little read up. Now, the final. Exciting times. We've got Martin and we've got Alex. Alex, I'm going to come to you first because these two sides, they're like chalk and cheese. Sevilla versus Inter.
Yeah, it's a tough call, mate. Whom to win this game? After all, I'm happy that the best teams remaining 2 teams because okay, we had also Manchester United, but you cannot give them a final after what they played since Europa League came to this final 8 stage. So I really think that we have the best teams in the final. I liked how Sevilla played against United. I loved how Inter destroyed Shakhtar.
As we said.
Yes, I was waiting at least 1 goal from Shakhtar to bring on the brooms, you know, because I had Inter to win. I had Inter over 1.5 goals in the match, and I had also the Alex Classic. But the banker came in over 2.5 goals in the match at 1.7, so I'm really happy with that. Also, on the other one, Sevilla, I went over 2 goals on the match and both teams to score. So that paid off also. I'm expecting a nice match. I'm expecting a entertaining match. Not so open, maybe very closed in the first half, but more open in the second half. So, yes, my bets are based on these comments.
Well, we're going to break it down a little bit. Obviously, Sevilla draw half-time against Man United. That got nailed. Inter Milan, we said that they'd score at least 4, and they did. And obviously, the -1 or minus 1.5. Now, someone that was on Sevilla, Man United draw half-time, which went and collected, is new dad Martin Green. Welcome to the world, Imogen. Little girl for Martin. It's been a good week. Let's cap it off with some more winning selections, please, Martin.
I hope so, Flash. I actually managed to watch that first half in the delivery suite, but I had to turn the laptop off when the contractions started getting up a bit because, you know.
Dedication, Martin.
Priorities.
Don't let that happen again, eh?
But yeah, I was pleased to see that come in. And obviously, I predicted a heavy Inter win, and they literally took Shakhtar Donetsk apart. It was a phenomenal performance from Martinez and Lukaku up front. I thought Lukaku was back to his best, kind of showed Man United what they're missing a bit, a focal point up front. I know his first touch isn't the greatest, but he showed his pace and his power and his drive in that game. Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting final now. It's a bit of a case of unstoppable force meets immovable object. Both of these teams are unbeaten since the restart. Sevilla obviously got top 4 in La Liga, whereas Inter finished second in Serie A, just a point behind Juventus. And like you said earlier in the video, chalk and cheese, 2 teams with totally different formations, totally different tactical setups. So it's going to be a fascinating battle. Personally, I'm edging towards Inter, even though I do think it's going to be a tight game. But yeah, looking forward to breaking it down further.
Yeah, let's start breaking it down. First of all, I'll give you the prices. I'll give you my little bit thoughts, and then I'll throw it over to you. I'll come to you first, Alex. But we've got Sevilla, and this is a 90 minutes. I've got plenty different markets that we're going to try and have a look at. But Sevilla at plus 250 to win in 90 minutes. The draw at plus 240, and Inter at plus 120. I disagree a little bit with Martin. I thought that Inter Milan were bang average yesterday, and they could have settled it a lot earlier. Yes, they killed it off. They were ruthless. But I've never seen Godin look so nervous. Give the ball away. No one could string two passes together, but the game went exactly to plan. We knew that Shakhtar would just keep bombing, and sooner or later, Martinez and Lukaku, they would get their fill. Now, the problem I've got with this then, we've got wide men who love to attack from Sevilla against Ashley Young and D'Ambrosio. I think that they will be pinned back, Alex. But then I worry because Inter might go narrow in midfield with Brozovic, and we got Bastini and Barella tucking in. So then who's going to give? Is it going to be the solid Inter, or is it going to be that Sevilla can get down the sides and whip them balls in?
I think it's a little bit like as a coin flip, this match. It can go either way, to be honest. Maybe a plus on Inter side with that absolutely brilliant, powerful attacking duo, Lukaku and Lautaro, or Lalu, how they are calling them right now. Absolutely amazing, the two of them. Lukaku scored now in the last 10 Europa League games in each single game. So expect him to score once again, because that guy is a machine of scoring. I think that the Inter and the Italian football is the best. It suits him 1000%. He's very powerful. He can move mountains there. The defenders are not so aggressive like in the Premier League, so that is an extra plus for Lukaku. On the other side, and Inter have a better defensive side than Sevilla. To be honest here, yes, they have.
That's a bold call, that, because Sevilla, I know they got ripped apart by Man United and they should have scored more goals. But you have a look over the course of time, they sit deep, and they probably won't allow Lukaku, one, to get pinned and roll, and then obviously have that space in behind. They're very patient.
Also Inter are closing the gaps very, very good, and they are making the opponent to press high, and after that they are going with long balls on Lukaku, and they are coming all in to score. This is what they are playing. This is what Conte is playing. Barella, he's absolutely brilliant. Yeah. The final touch from Barella and the crosses that he delivers are top notch. D'Ambrosio will lose his spot obviously when Hakimi will come and join Inter for the next season. So D'Ambrosio is out, but he's a great replacement for Hakimi also. On the other side, yes, also Sevilla are good. So this is why I'm saying that in the first half it will be like, let me see what the opponent does, see some mistakes, take advantage of the mistakes. So I wouldn't put anyone of a draw at halftime, to be honest. Also under 1.5 goals at halftime, I wouldn't put anyone of that either. But the odds, I think, are very low for under 1.5 goals in the first half at 1.34, maybe for an Aka bet there. But I see them opening in the second half. And I have two bets for this match. I have banker, because it's the final, so we must have a banker for the final. Both teams to score at 1.8.
Yeah.
This is the safest you can go. This is the safest we can go. Also, again, I wouldn't put anyone of a draw at final time and do the match to go in extra time. Maybe 1-1 at the final time with both goals scored in the second half. So
I'm laughing, Alex, because this is exactly what I've wrote down. I went through this game, and you've gone exactly the same as me. I think the safest plays both teams to score. I think that's right. Okay. I also believe that we're going to go all the way. I've just looked in the chat, and there's Mela Parlowe says most goals maybe second half. Yes, I agree with that.
This is where I'm going. where I'm going over 1.5 goals in the second half at 2.2.
Okay, 2.2 for over 1.5. But I'm also looking, Martin, I've got here both teams to win on penalties at plus 900. Do you think it goes all the way and that's value? Because you have half a unit on at plus 900 on one and half a unit on the other, and you don't care who wins when it gets all the way through extra time.
Yeah, it sounds very interesting, Flash. I can see why the draw is a very appealing bet in this game for a lot of different punters out there. Obviously, like I said earlier, both of these teams are unbeaten since the restart. I think Sevilla drew 5 and won 6 of their 11 games in La Liga since June. Inter have also drawn quite a lot of games. They're both pretty strong teams, and they probably will cancel each other out. I totally agree with everything you guys said. I think it'll be a nervy first half as these teams feel each other out. I think they'll give quite a lot of respect to one another, especially with the different formations that they play. Obviously, Antonio Conte is wedded to his 3-5-2 formation. I think he's got the players that really fit the bill now. I know D'Ambrosio might be getting out of the team next year, but he's marauding up and down that right flank pretty well. And Ashley Young still seems to be doing a decent job on the left. They'll pack out the midfield. I do think that back three of Inter's going to be a bit vulnerable to the likes of a Campos in the second half. So I also agree that I think it will open up after the break and we'll see a much better game. Could see it going to extra time potentially. I am leaning towards the Inter win out of the two. I just think they've got more firepower.
Is that inside 90 minutes, Martin?
Yeah, I mean, my main tip is going to be both teams to score. I think it'll be a cagey first half, but I can see both defences getting troubled, certainly after the break. If Inter haven't scored, they can bring on Christian Eriksen, who has the ability to open up a defence. They've got Lukaku, who's in the best form he's been in since he moved to Italy. We all know what Martinez can do. He's a fantastic player. And while Sevilla are strong at the back, they're not impregnable, that back line. They did let Man United have a lot of chances and could have lost that game if United were a bit more clinical in front of goal. But I agree with you about the likes of Godin in that back three. With the way that Sevilla play from wide areas, I think they can really hurt them. So yeah, my main tip, like a banker, would be the 1.8 on both teams to score. But I do think I will have a bet on Inter as well. You can get about 2.2 on them. I just think they've got a better manager in Conte. They've got more star power. They've got more match winners, which I think could be the deciding factor in the second half. But I mean, yeah, I like the idea of both of those penalty shootout bets. So I might put a small stake on that as well.
Also, yeah, might be. I really don't understand here, guys, about Conte not playing Eriksen at all. He's one class above Gagliardini, to be honest. Okay, he loves the midfielder, his midfielders to fight and to run up and down. And we know that Eriksen doesn't have the same speed and is a little bit lazy. But the final pass, he's above all the midfield of Inter right now. So I really don't understand spending so much money on Eriksen and not playing him. And not only that, not making fun of him, putting him in the 88th minute, in the 90th minute in some games. This is making fun of a player not wanted. If you don't want a player, say to him, go away, find yourself another team. Bring us some money to the club, and that's it. Come on, Eriksen is not a bench player, to be honest, in this team of Inter Milan, you know.
But how's he going to fit in if they want to play with the two boys up front? Because he has to sit in that hole. Now, the big thing is I worry about. I mean, you know that Conte, he's a nervous type of manager, and I think that yes, you cannot afford to go 1-0 down against Sevilla because they are so organised, they're so disciplined, and they're so patient. Now, the big problem I have with this game, and this is why I think it will be a draw and go all the way, is I think that we're only going to have around 30 minutes of proper football in the second half if it's a draw, because neither of these sides are going to want to fall behind in the last 15 minutes. And there's a massive fear factor. And I've said this before, fear factors come in two guises. You can have the fear of losing, which obviously we all have. but there's also a fear of winning, because if you then overload and get caught, you don't give yourself enough time to respond. So I think the actual football in the second half, we're only going to have around half an hour of proper. Then if it's tight, 15 minutes to go, I can see, make sure we keep both back doors closed. And these two sides are top draw at keeping the back door closed. So I think that there'll be no goals scored between 75 and 90 minutes. I really do believe that.
What are the odds for that?
I don't know. I've not looked, because I just think that it will be a draw. I mean, my bets will be both teams to score. I think all three of us, we're ticking that box. I think that 1-1 is definitely on the cards here. I like the draw. I like the draw outright, and that even brings in the 0-0. But I don't see either of these sides winning in extra time. So the plus 900 on both sides to lift the trophy by way of penalties, that would be my way. Just because I see a nervousness, and we say about playing 3-5-2. I think that both of these, they will lock in and go with 5 at the back, especially Inter. I think that D'Ambrosio and Ashley Young, they will be stuck at the back because of the way that Sevilla play, and they will not want to go marauding early on. So I think draw half-time is definitely on the cards. Alex, when we look at this,
Also,
and these are another ones.
Also,
Inter, go on.
a little bit to talk about Lopetegui and Ocampos a little bit here, because against Manchester United, he replaced Ocampos in the 56th minute of the game, and Lucas Ocampos was very, very nervous. Hopefully, he will return, because he's one of the top players that Sevilla has right now, one of the high quality players from Sevilla. So hopefully the problems between them are solved, and we will see Ocampos in the starting 11. I think that the problem should be solved, because he's a great player. He's in a final right now. He wants to play in a final. He wants to show. So hopefully we will see him in that pitch.
Martin, did you realise, or did you sense that there was a little bit of a nervousness about the experienced players in Inter yesterday's win over Shakhtar, because they couldn't keep the ball first half? I mean, Godin, he was like coming out of it, and the amount of mistakes he made, and the three boys in the middle of the park, they just could not string. I think I saw that at one stage, Inter had 228 passes, Shakhtar 475.
400.
And yet, and exactly. And the big thing was, I think there was only one header from Junior Moraes and a shot over the bar in the whole 90 minutes. So I think they've got to look after the ball better, because otherwise Sevilla could well punish them. So I think they're going to get everyone behind the ball. Maybe even Lukaku drops in there. So this is going to be maybe tighter than we're actually saying. But the 1-1 does look special.
Yeah, I think Antonio Conte is going to have recognised that problem, and they will spend plenty of time analysing the tape, going over the game and working on how to improve in that department. I think when you look back at it, they ran out comfortable winners in the end. Yeah, it was a bit of a nervy start, but I think they paid Shakhtar quite a lot of respect, and they did look nervous. They haven't won a tournament they haven't won a competition for 9 years, so they are going to be nervous now that they're this close. But they do have some very good experienced players, and he is an experienced manager. You know, he guided Chelsea to victory over Man United in the FA Cup final. He should be able to manage this group of players and say, get on the ball, pass it around. Take some of the sting out of Sevilla in the early stages of the match. I wouldn't be too worried about that, to be honest. I think ultimately, in the end, Inter's superior firepower shone through. The way Martinez was playing, the way Lukaku finished that game, I think they'll just carry a great deal of momentum into this match. As I said, unbeaten since the restart in Serie A, beat Napoli 2-0, beat Atalanta 2-0, beat Getafe, beat Bayer Leverkusen, thrashed Shakhtar. That's extraordinary form to be carrying into this game. I know Sevilla obviously beat Man United, they beat Wolves, they beat Roma. They've had a really difficult run to this final. So we've got two very, very good teams going up against one another, which I totally understand why people would go for the draw in this one. Of the two, I would say I'm leaning towards Inter, just because they have more star quality, more match winners, and probably, in my opinion, a better manager. But I do think it will be a really, really close game, a real sort of tactical chess match in the first half. hopefully open up in the second. And yeah, it could just be a moment of magic from someone like Eriksen or Martinez that decides it.
Okay, Martin, you said, and we both, all three of us have said, that we expect both teams to score now. Plus 330 for Inter to win and both teams to score. So if you're coming down on Inter and you think that both teams to score, you can get 330 there. And plus 550 for Sevilla and both teams to score. Alex, we're not going to complicate it. We are going to go with both teams to score. But what would be, let's wrap this up, what would be your overriding thoughts and your favourable bets for this game?
Okay, official bets, banker, both teams to score at 1.8, over 1.5 goals in the second half at 2.2. And I saw a lot of guys on the chat saying Lukaku anytime goal scorer, and I just checked the odds. He's priced at 2.5 to be anytime goal scorer. So I will also take that. And with a small stake, I will take correct score 1-1 at 7.0.
Yeah, listen, we all like that. So don't be taking all the credit on Twitter, will you, if it comes up 1-1? Yeah, I mean, I'll come to you, Martin, because I know that obviously you're going to be repeating some of them, and then I'll go down mine at the end. But give us your officials, please.
Yeah, I'll go with both teams to score as well. 1.8 looks like a good price. I think based on our discussion today, second half to be the highest scoring half looks very appealing. And I will bet on Inter as well. Inter just to win it at 2.2. But yeah, I can see why you might prefer to hedge and put a bit of money on the draw as well, because I do think it'll be very close.
Yeah, that's me. I'm going both teams to score as well at 1.8. I'm going to go with the draw at plus 240. But I'm definitely having something on Sevilla to win on penalties at plus 900 and Inter to win on penalties at plus 900. I think this game goes all the way. I love a good penalty shootout.
I would be... if it goes to penalties, I prefer Inter.
Listen, if it goes to penalties, I don't give a monkey. At plus 900, I don't care. They could all miss if you want. That's the beauty. I did it, honest to God. I've had so much joy of when I actually get it right and it goes to penalties, because people are like that. Oh, no. And I'm like, who cares? Just get to the cup now, because I've won. It's the best feeling in the world, is having both teams to win on penalties at around plus 900, plus 1,000. And you're sitting there going, okay, I've just got to be bored for 10 minutes while they kick these penalties in. So, yeah, we're going to go with an exciting game. Hopefully it'll be a draw, 1-1. Sorry, Martin, I want the penalties. Have a little bit on the penalties, everyone. And remember, if you haven't subscribed, then please subscribe. It's important now, because we're going to have so many different shows coming up at different times for next season. We're going to be working on the schedule, and hopefully that will fit in well for you. So please subscribe, press the button and ring the bell. And obviously, thumbs up. We need them thumbs up, because it shows an appreciation for both Martin and Alex, and on the other shows like Tancredi and every other guest that we have. Also, press the link in the description, and there you'll get your football articles. I dare say that both Martin, Alex and Dave, they've done you proud. And remember, sbrpicks.com/soccer is your URL to get over to our soccer pages, and you'll see plenty there. And we will keep adding to that throughout the season. Enjoy. Go, and I think it's going to be Paris Saint-Germain versus Leipzig for you all to watch. I think the majority of us are on Paris Saint-Germain. Go and enjoy, and we will see you again soon. Thank you, Alex. Thanks, Martin. Congratulations again on baby Imogen joining this world. Let's hope that she brings us luck, and we'll see you all soon. Take care.
Absolutely.